Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining me. Today's topic is avoid these 5 common pitfalls in your estate plan. My name is Lynn St. Louis. I'm an estate planning and elder law attorney at ELG Estate Planning. We have offices in Spokane, Seattle, and Tri-Cities. We're going to be talking today about Washington law. Some of the things I say might be helpful, but if you are in a different state, please talk to an attorney in your state. We at ELG Estate Planning believe it's really important to help people understand more about estate planning and elder law. So that's one of the reasons that we provide these educational digital materials. It does not take the place of legal counsel, but with that disclaimer in place, let's go ahead and get started. By the end of our discussion today, you should be able to be able to answer some questions, and more importantly than that, understand the reasons behind them. So what we're going to talk about today, what you are going to learn, let's start out with some true or false questions and see how you score. My expectation is you'll do pretty good on this, but let's go ahead and get started. So, true or false? Only the wealthy need an estate plan. That's false, though I have to say a lot of people believe that only if people are wealthy do they need an estate plan. We'll talk about the fact that whether you're wealthy or not, you need an estate plan. Don't fall into that trap of thinking that you don't need one because perhaps you don't feel like you have enough wealth to justify it. True or false? Only the very old or the very sick need an estate plan. False. It's just that the folks who are older or sick really realize and appreciate the urgency of an estate plan. True or false? Estate planning is a set of documents. Well, if you've heard me discuss this before, estate planning is all about the counsel and legal guidance that you get through meeting with your attorney. So, as a part of this, documents that you get on the internet are adequate for an estate plan. There's a very small possibility that could be true, a very large possibility that's false, because they're not documents you get from the internet are not documents that are take your goals, your situation in mind. Or you can get adequate documents from somebody who will sell them to you on the internet for $99. For example, Susie Orman, a financial planner who is from California originally. I can tell you that it's going to be false that Susie Orman's documents are going to be adequate for you. Estate planning is done with an estate planning lawyer. Or that you can get documents for a nominal charge, maybe from somebody that doesn't have expertise. They're an estate planning lawyer and it's going to be adequate. False. Now, the documents that you get from somebody that's going to charge you $500 or $1,000 or somewhere in that range, is that really going to be the right estate plan for you? You'll understand by the end of our talk today why those likely are not going to be adequate. All right. An estate plan consists of just a will. That is false. You are probably among good company when you think all I need is a will. You'll understand why you need more than a will before the end of our discussion today. And by the way, feel free to put questions in the chat if you're joining me live. I will answer those if I can. How about this one? A trust always avoids a probate. Well, you heard the word always. A trust does not always avoid a probate, and we'll see why it doesn't always avoid a probate. If you have a trust, you don't need a will. That's false. Why is that? Because a trust doesn't always avoid a probate. Having a revocable living trust helps you avoid or minimize estate taxes. That is false, and you'll hear why. Having a trust protects you from creditors, a revocable living trust. Again, that's false. If you have, oh, hold on, before we go on, we talked a little bit about probate. You should avoid probate, always. That is false. We'll talk about why probate might be a good idea. If you have a will or a trust, all your assets are governed by the will or trust. Again, that's false. In Washington, which is a community property state, spouses don't need legal authority to make decisions for the other spouse. In other words, they don't need durable powers of attorney. Again, false. And disability planning is not for the young and healthy. False. Accidents happen. So, not surprisingly, the answer to all of the above is false.